This is your 2021 Winnebago Solis. This is just going to be the run through of how to work everything on your van. So first thing, this one has solar. So your fridge, unlike a lot of other RVs, is always running. You can change the temperature with this knob right here. Got a little freezer up there, fits a good amount of food. This switch right here, this will shut off all power to the rear of the RV if you accidentally bump off. So first thing to do if you don't have power is check this. That is 99% of people's issues. You've got outside light with this switch. And then you've got inside lights right here. Your stove top is propane. So you've got I believe a 12-gallon propane tank, which will be good for pretty much your whole trip. And you just have an automatic lighter right there. And I don't think the propane valve's on. So this is always, when you're driving, have the propane valve shut off. Just a super important safety thing. If any propane's left on while driving, you get in an accident, fireball. So when you get to your campsite though, you can turn on the valve. Usually takes a couple seconds for propane to get through the lines, but now this should light. There we go. Yeah, stovetop, super nice for cooking on the fly. Got a cutting board right here that pulls out. All your kitchenware is going to be stocked here. Bowls, plates, cups, all that's on your listing description. Silverware. And then right here, can be a little hard to see, but when you hold this down, that shows your fresh water level. So wherever you see the water at is how much your tank is full. So that's full right now. This whole bed is a Murphy bed and folds up to the wall if you need more storage space. What else do we got? Bathroom right here. It's got a magnet at the bottom, so don't be afraid to pull hard on it. You've got your interior lights right here. Shower. It's a little tight, but you're in a van, so don't have that much space. Your flush is right here for the toilet. And we got to turn the water pump on. So your water pump is right here. When that's on, you'll see that light go red. And now we've got water pressure and everything. So sink right here. Toilet will now flush, and then you have to pull this valve manually. So that will flush it. Make sure that valve's all the way back. Otherwise, when you go to dump your cassettes, you can have freshwater leakage, which isn't the end of the world, but and then always good to get a layer of water above the valve. That just prevents any smell from coming up. Okay, so that'll secure for driving. Your table is right back here, your post and your tabletop. That will go right in this hole right here. And then these chairs will both rotate around, so you can have 4 people eating at the same table. And then up here, the rest of the stuff, never turn this on. This is a tank heater. That'll just sap your battery really quick. You have got your solar monitor. So this is what's controlling, keeping the batteries topped off. You can see where your battery level is at right now. It's at 3/4. Up here, you can see your propane level. Propane tank's huge, like 2/3 will last for a couple weeks. And then battery level, this is just saying the same thing as the solar controller. And then gray, these sensors can be a little off from particulates in the tank, but that's everything from your sink and the shower. Yeah, just good idea whenever you're driving. Again, keep the propane valve off, keep the water pump off too, just in case any faucets get knocked loose from a bump. Right here, you have got your water heater and your thermostat for the heat in here. So this symbol with the van with the thermometer in it is your heat. So you can press that with this button and turn this knob to set the thermostat. So again, only do this while you're camping. You've got separate truck heat and AC for while you're driving. But you'll notice once this is on, So we gotta set it, just say 73. A little flame will appear at the top of this line. That means your furnace is on, and if the temperature goes down, say overnight, that heat will kick on. So I'll just turn that back off. It's like 90 degrees. We don't need a sauna in here. This right here, this thermometer is with the like little squiggly lines. That is your hot water heater. So again, procedure when you get to your campsite, I usually just set this to hot. You can do boost if you really want hot water quick, but hot is usually the good place to put it at. So again, you can just click that. It'll appear above the line, and that means it's on. So say we're about to drive, so I'm gonna turn all this stuff off. Nothing above the line, so we're good there. Your generator right here is for all your 120 volt, so the overhead AC, the wall outlets, just the regular household wall outlets, just like that right there. So you're not gonna have any power to that when your generator's not on or you're not plugged into shore power. But to turn the generator on, hold down stop for 3 seconds. That'll prime it. And then hold it on, and it fires up right away. This is almost a brand new generator, so it runs super smooth. You get 4 hours a day, so just keep an eye on the clock. And then in a couple seconds here, our transfer switch will flip over, and then we'll be able to turn on the AC. But in the meantime, we'll just show you the back. And then this is where you would have them refill propane if you do end up using a bunch. There's also another emergency shutoff, so if this ever gets bumped, you won't have any propane in the RV. So that's pretty much the two things you check, is this switch right there and then the other switch inside. Back here is all your freshwater stuff. So there's actually an outdoor shower. You want to hose somebody down, you got that. This right here is pretty self-explanatory, but you're always going to want to be in dry camping mode. A little picture shows where the valve should be. When you're filling the tank, you'll just connect your freshwater hose, which is right here. You'll thread that on to this connection right here. Open your faucet from wherever you're filling, and then you turn the valves to power fill tank. And then that will fill up your entire freshwater tank. And again, you'll be able to see that level from the little level in the kitchen that I showed you. So we'll put that back in. Also in here, we've got toilet pods. Since this is a manual cassette dump, these are always good to throw in a night before you dump it. They'll neutralize any smell. We've got camping chairs back here. We've got leveling blocks, which if you're ever boondocking it, these are very important. If the RV is not level, you will, none of the propane stuff will work. So that's pretty much how these work. You put them under whatever the lowest tire is, back the vehicle up, and it levels it out. And then up in here, there's just some extra carpets in there if you need them. And then on this side is the whole power cable. This is only for when you are hooked up to campsite power. So I'll show you this. This is your 30 amp connection right here. This will just screw on and take a little messing with to get it right. But that will just twist to lock, and then this threads all the way in, and then you're good to go. This is what most campsites are going to be, 30 amp. This is an adapter down to normal household 15. So only use this in emergency. You risk tripping a breaker with this. 30 amps much better. And then right next to it, this is your cassette toilet dump. This little clasp right here pulls up. This whole thing slides out. And then all you do is you just unscrew this and just dump it down into the sewer dam. That's at most gas stations here. It's just going to be a hole in the ground. Most of them are free, so easy. If you do return it full, I charge $125. I don't like dumping other people's stuff, so that is what I need for it. Right here is your gray tank dump. So the hose, counterintuitive, is stored right on the other side. So, and this little black lid right here, you've got your gray hose. And again, this is just for the shower and sink, so nothing nasty. Make sure this valve's all the way closed. Open your lid, twist this on, put this in the hole, and pull the valve. That'll drain everything out. Super easy to do, and usually takes about 5 minutes or so. So we'll just put this back. Then you've got, this is a roof tent model, so you can pop the whole rooftop up, come on in. And so right here, this is how it secures while you're driving. You've got this little clasp, and then you have got this latch, which very important when you're driving. This has to be secured. If your tent flies away, I'm taking your whole security deposit. I'm coming for everything you have. Same thing over here. And once these are both released, you can push it all up. It's got hydraulics, so that will pop up, and then you have got a whole nother queen bed up here. All these sides open for windows. Super nice spot to sleep. Bringing it back down, you just slowly pull it down. Make sure all the sides come in. If they do pinch and go outward, you're just gonna have leaks if it rains. So always make sure that these guys come in, slowly bring it down. And then, here, let's just do this one. Be easier to see for them.
Yeah.
So when this twists, it extends, and then twisting back, it'll secure this the whole rooftop. So this is just extra safety. That clasp will lock, and it's the same exact thing on the other side, so we'll skip that. And then for driving this thing, oh yeah, it can be hard to miss, but this is your fuel fill right here. Regular 87 octane gas, no diesel please, that would ruin my day. Key right here. These, the lock symbol and the unlock symbol, is for the side doors and the rear van door. This, the key with the symbol of the van, is only for the sliding door. So just keep that in mind. To lock everything, you will need to press both of those. Nothing super special driving this. Always turn that fan off. Classical music. Men of culture. So this battery boost right here is that will give, if say you drain your battery back there, you can't start the generator, you leave a bunch of lights on in the chassis, you'll be able to hold this down, and then that will charge the batteries back there from the engine. So you can do that in a pinch. Super handy feature. Same thing if you kill the engine battery somehow, which I don't know how you would do that because these are automatic lights, but holding this down, you can start the truck from the batteries back there. So handy feature to have. Touchscreen, Bluetooth on there. Super low miles in this van, so it drives really nice, and it gets up to 18 miles per gallon, which is the best you're gonna get out of any van or RV. So always good to have. That's pretty much it. If you try and start this and go straight to start, it will not start. You've got to put it to accessory mode, leave it there for a second or so, and then start it. And then you're pretty much good to go. My policy is just normal business hours, 8 to 5. You can call, text, we'll get right back to you with any questions. If it's outside of those hours, I ask that it's more an emergency. I had people calling me about like lighting stoves at midnight, which was not fun, so please don't do that unless it's an emergency. But yeah, it's a great van to explore Montana with, and you'll have a blast.